How does the Higgs give things mass? God particle gives things mass. But how? To use a very simplified analogy, the Higgs field is a field that permeates all existence and is composed of Higgs bosons. Think of the Higgs field like a pool, and the bosons like individual molecules of water. If you try to drag a small object through the pool, it moves. If you try to drag a larger object, it moves more slowly due to the resistance of the water. The larger object thus has more mass and requires more energy to move it. At a fundamental level, giving things properties is just an arbitrary descriptor. But let's use something easier first: charge. What gives something charge? If an electron had a charge, but that didn't affect anything, then it wouldn't matter, right? So the point of having a property is that it causes things to happen. Point one good way to describe a pair of charges interacting is as if two astronauts were playing catch with a baseball. He throws it, and throwing pushes him backwards. The other guy catches it, and catching it pushes him backwards. As they play catch, they drift further and further away. In the math, you can just reverse the sign, and this same particle-mediated interaction can attract as well as repel. The standard model of physics predicts that every force has some kind of mediating particle that is used to transmit that force to other things around it. We found one for electromagnetism, for the strong and weak nuclear forces. But the math predicted that gravity, aka mass, would have a super heavy particle. Too heavy for us to easily make and detect. So we built bigger and bigger particle accelerators, hoping to smash things together with enough energy to create this Higgs boson that the math predicts should exist. Sure enough, we managed to do it. Scientists partied. Nobel Prizes were given. The Higgs boson doesn't give things mass, but it's the way that particles with mass affect the world around them. This is more a question of mathematics. Physics is just an attempt to describe the universe using mathematics. When we say the Higgs gives other particles mass, what we really mean is that, when the Higgs boson shows up in the math, it's connected to the mass of other particles. In other words, an equation containing the Higgs boson particle also contains the mass terms of the fermions. So in that sense, it gives the other particles mass. Just not in a way that is accessible to those who don't know advanced math techniques. It's difficult to explain to someone without the background, but I hope this helps. Smiley face. Same way photons impart electromagnetism, gluons impart the strong force, and W and Z bosons impart the weak force. It's a carrier particle for a field, the Higgs field. Excitations in a field are the waves particles, and those things interacting with matter impart their force. With the Higgs wave a particle, it imparts mass, and that mass bends space-time, with is detected as gravity. Imagine a car driving down the road at full speed. There's really only wind it has to interact with, so it can go plenty fast. In this scenario, the car is basically massless. Now imagine driving a car down a road that's underwater. It's going to have to push through that water, and it's not going to be able to go as fast. In this scenario, the car has mass due to the Higgs boson. And the water is basically the Higgs field. Only stuff with Higgs bosons will interact with the Higgs field. The Higgs field is everywhere in the universe also.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next exciting video.